The Roman Republic stands as a testament to the ancient state centered on the city of Rome. Its inception began in 509 BCE, marking a pivotal moment when the Romans decided to replace their monarchy with elected magistrates. This monumental shift lasted until 27 BCE, paving the way for the establishment of the Roman Empire. Diving into the early historical record, we find that the initial stages of the Roman Republic, spanning from 509 to 264 BCE, and the preceding regal period from 753 to 509 BCE, are shrouded in mystery. This is largely due to the fact that historical writing in Rome didn't commence until the late 3rd century BCE. By this time, Rome had already asserted its dominance over Italy, positioned itself as a major ancient world power, and was deeply embroiled in a fierce conflict with Carthage for control over the western Mediterranean. The earliest Roman histories, while brief, were interspersed with both native and Greek folklore. This blending of fact and fiction led to a patriotic reinterpretation of events, often characterized by exaggerations, omissions of inconvenient truths, and outright inventions. There was a time when ancient Roman historians were divided over the exact date of Rome's foundation. However, by the Republic's end, it was widely accepted that Rome was founded in 753 BCE, and the Republic's birth followed the overthrow of Lucius Tarquinius Superbus in 509 BCE. He was the last in a line of 7 kings, with the initial 6 being remembered as benevolent rulers. In stark contrast, Tarquinius Superbus was recalled as a tyrant, leading to his eventual overthrow by a popular uprising. Modern interpretations suggest that the monarchy's end in Rome was a result of military defeat and foreign intervention. Rome, a coveted site for the Etruscans in the 6th century BCE, saw Porsenna, the Etruscan king of Clusium, expel Tarquinius Superbus after a decisive victory. However, before Porsenna could claim the throne, circumstances forced him to retreat, leaving Rome kingless. Instead of reinstating a monarch, the Romans introduced 2 annually elected magistrates known as consuls. The early Roman Republic witnessed the creation and adaptation of significant political offices and institutions. Ancient historians attribute these changes to a prolonged political struggle between the patricians and plebeians, which spanned over 2 centuries. However, the accounts of Livy, one of Rome's esteemed historians, suggest that this struggle of the orders is a simplification of a multifaceted series of events. In terms of governance during this period, the 2 consuls, successors to the king, primarily served as generals, leading Rome's armies in times of war. In dire military situations, Rome would appoint a dictator in lieu of the consuls, but this position was limited to a 6-month term. The Senate, possibly a relic from the monarchical era, advised both the magistrates and the Roman populace. Despite its advisory role, the Senate's collective prestige granted it immense power. Additionally, 2 popular assemblies, the centuriate and tribal, played pivotal roles in the Republic. The centuriate assembly, with its military orientation, voted on matters of war and peace and elected magistrates with military power. In contrast, the tribal assembly, a civilian entity, elected magistrates without military power and was responsible for most legislation. In 451 BCE, Rome saw the inception of its first written law code, the Law of the 12 Tables. Displayed publicly in the Forum, it laid the foundation for all subsequent Roman private law. As we delve into Rome's expansion, we find that during the 6th century BCE, Rome emerged as a dominant state in Latium. However, it faced competition from other significant Latin states like Tibur, Praeneste, and Tusculum. These Latin states, despite their political independence, shared a common language and culture, fostering cooperation in various spheres, including religion, law, and warfare. This collaboration is often referred to as the Latin League. While internal conflicts were not uncommon, the Latin states united against external threats. By the end of the 5th century BCE, Rome began its expansion, possibly driven by population growth. This expansion led to wars against the Etruscan states, including significant battles against Fidenae and Veii. However, Rome's power was challenged by a Gallic tribe that sacked the city in 390 BCE. It took Rome 4 decades of intense warfare to restore its power. As Rome's dominance over the Latin League grew, the Latins revolted to preserve their independence, leading to the Latin War from 340 to 338 BCE, which Rome decisively won. Rome's victory solidified its control over central Italy, and the subsequent decades saw its frontiers expand through conquest and colonization. After wars against the Samnites and the Punic War against Greek towns, Rome emerged as Italy's uncontested ruler. Rome's success inevitably led to conflicts with Carthage, a formidable power in northern Africa. The resulting Punic Wars, which spanned from 264 to 146 BCE, saw military geniuses like Hannibal and Scipio, Africanus the Elder clash. Rome's victory over Carthage solidified its control over the Mediterranean. This victory was followed by conquests of Syria, Macedonia, Greece, and Egypt. However, these conquests brought challenges. The newly acquired territories, with their diverse populations, were difficult to govern. Rome faced internal challenges that strained its social fabric and political structures. As the horizon of the Roman Republic expanded, the seeds of its transformation into an empire were sown, setting the stage for a new chapter in the annals of history.